Insight gun in the lobby. My goodness.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to SCUF Play Like a Pro, where today I'm going to be talking through my settings, my loadout, the whole shebang. Let's get right into it. So I've actually finally got my first SCUF, start of AW, so 2015. It took me about a whole year to convince my dad that I needed one to play video games. He finally caved in. He got me it when I was 15 years old. And then when I finally got it, I just felt like a new person, felt like a brand new player. Currently, I'm using this SCUF Reflex Pro, the PS5 controller. Previously, I was using the Impact, but I made the upgrade. I've got the new PS5, the latest and newest tech. It gives me that 0 ms delay in game. Honestly, the most comfortable controller I've used, and it's a controller I probably see myself using for the next few years. For me, it's also like comfort is key in gaming. Some people wear joggers, some people wear slippers. I use the SCUF Reflex Pro because it's just super comfy. It also gives me that edge in game, like I said, the 0 ms delay. Paddles also being like on the side, so it's also giving me that extra comfort in game. If you were to take away my controller on game day, maybe in a finals or whatever it might be, I definitely would struggle. SCUF is one of those things that's like ingrained into my brain now. I've been using paddles for years. Take that away from me, I'd be in game trying to jump, trying to slide, trying to do that kind of stuff, and I'd look like a bot on the map. It's just something that, like I said, I've been using for almost 10 years now. So yeah, to take it away from me, it'd just be, I don't know, it'd be abysmal. The gameplay would be terrible. All these little things, they all add up in game, and as a professional player, you're always looking for that extra 1%. So SCUF's giving me that extra 1% in game, which is just helping towards my championship runs, in the past with my other controllers as well. So yeah, that's just like, SCUF's just super reliable, and they're always there for me. Let's get straight into my controller settings. The first page is pretty bog standard, not really much going on. I'm a default player. I don't flip my L1 and L2. Controller vibration's on, but my controller has no vibration, so that makes no difference whatsoever for me. In the past, I did play with vibration, but not anymore. Dead zones, I've got 1 on the left stick. I've got 70 on the left stick max. It makes it, for me anyway, maybe it's placebo, but I feel like I sprint a bit faster in game when I have this on. Right stick has always been 2 of my PS5 controllers. It just feels nice, to be honest. I don't change frame with right stick max. And then my left trigger and right trigger is default because I have the instant triggers on my controller, so I feel like it's instant anyway. I don't feel like I need to touch that. Going into my aiming, this has been my sense since I can remember. Dating all the way back to Black Ops 4, I think. It's been 6.6. I feel like it's a pretty universal sensitivity. Some players in the league obviously will have different ones, but for the most part, they'll be 6.6. Don't know why, but I guess that's just the sweet spot. ABS multiplier, none of that, don't touch that. Make sure aim goes skew with, feels weird. Going down to this one, this is a big one, dynamic. Dynamic is one that a lot of people use ever since it was introduced into Call of Duty. I just feel like compared to standard or linear, it just gives you the best aim curve response. I feel like every pro uses that. Maybe there's 1 or 2 that don't, but everyone uses this one. It just feels the best. Gives you the best of both worlds, I guess you could say. And then going down, obviously I use the aim assist default. I don't do Black Ops, don't touch that. I did in Cold War, but that was a Black Ops game, so that's my logic. I go with the default. Whatever the engine's made, that's what I go with. I feel like that's coded best for the game. Could be placebo, but hey, that's what works for me. Motion sensor, don't touch any of that. And then going down to gameplay, obviously we're running the double tap. That's the GA. You can't break GAs around here. Double tap doesn't give you an advantage. It's as bog standard as it gets. And then grounded mantle is off, the airborne mantle is off, the ground mantle off. I feel like when I'm bouncing around on my paddles, if I have these on, I'll start climbing on random stuff. So this makes it so I have to double press when I climb. It's just so, like I said, when I'm jump shotting maybe over a dumpster or a wall or whatever it might be, it stops me from climbing over. And then slide dive behavior. Slide only. This is because slide only, it gives you the fastest slide possible. And on this game, I feel like diving's not really a thing, so we're just going with the slide only. Most pros use that. I think maybe a couple might use hybrid, so they can do both, but slide only is for me. And then going down, I feel like the rest of it's pretty default. Some of these settings I've never ever seen before. Some of them for Warzone, I think, I don't even know, quick C4 detonation, you know, not going to use that in the pro play, so skip over that. And then yeah, that's that for the settings. But then let's just quickly jump into my, you know, my field of view. My field of view is 96 affected. You know, affected is definitely one that's used by, I'd say, 95% of the pros. This is so when you aim in, it doesn't change how the gun looks. Like if you have independent, it brings it all the way to 80 FOV or something, I think. So it's really zoomed in, whereas affected stays to whatever FOV you've got. And 96 for me is like, as an AR, I like it to be a bit closer to the screen. You know, maybe see people long range a bit closer compared to maybe a sub using 105, so he's getting a bit loose close range. So 96 is what works for me. And then obviously we've got the weapon field of view is on wide, so this makes my gun look a bit wider, a bit longer. It just looks cooler, to be honest. You know, you can pick whatever you want for that, whatever looks best. And then motion blur is off, obviously. You don't want motion blur, you don't want film grain, none of that on. And then first person camera movements on 50%. This is so when you're sliding around, it doesn't look like you're actually in war. And then that is that for all my controller settings. You know, this is what I use. You know, this is what works best for me. All right, let's get straight into my loadout that I use in every single pro match. You know, obviously it's the MCW. Let's get straight into the attachments. The barrel, the optic, and them two are always the given. They're always the ones that people use. I use claw grip. This gives you the gun recoil control and recoil control. Obviously as an AR, we want a gun to shoot as straight as possible. This is the one that I use, a lot of pros use, but some people will take this off and put on a stock. I think a lot of people use the precision heavy, but I don't mess with that. I'm using claw. And then we go to the DR6. So this gives us sprint to fire, movement speed, aim walking speed, and aim down sight speed. Basically, it's to make the gun a little bit more nimble than what it is on default. Gives you better strafe speed, and obviously when you're in gunfights, you want to strafe left and right. Maybe you're on a head glitch, you know, that kind of stuff. So you want to be moving left and right. But alternatively, some people do use the Phantom. This is a bit stiffer. It helps with more recoil control. You know, if you feel like DR6 is bouncing a little bit, whack that one on. For the muzzle, I'm using L4R flash hider. I use this because it does not take away from my bullet velocity and range, whereas billet does, which, you know, that's a big thing for me. I feel like on LAN specifically, I feel like my bullets hit better and stronger on LAN. I don't know, but some people do use billet. You know, this one definitely helps with your recoil. So if you're struggling with the L4R, whack that one on, but L4R is for me. And then, yeah, that is basically my AR attachments. Pretty universal across the league. Like I said, there'll be some people that use different stuff, but for the most part, everyone's using this one. And then going into my pistol. Pistol was a bit more like straight up. You know, we're only allowed to use 2 attachments on it. The short barrel, which gives you movement speed, and the Eclipser grip, this also gives you movement speed. So, you know, we're going for a movement pistol, not a pistol that can do it all. It's just there to clean up a few kills and make you run faster. I whack on the slate reflector because I just feel like it just looks nicer and feels nicer to use, but you can just use an iron sight if you want to. And then go straight into my tactical. I use a stun grenade. This is all I'm allowed to use. You know, maybe an S&D, you can put on a smoke, but you know, flash grenades, Jade. So we're stuck with a stun grenade, but this is good, you know, slow the people down, throw at them. If they've got flak jacket on, they're stuck in the spot, it's a free kill. And then lethal, I mean, this one you can change up. So some people use Semtex, some people use frags. I use frags because I'm an artist, right? I like to throw cool nades, throw them over buildings, you know, that kind of stuff. If you use a Semtex, you're just throwing at your feet. You're kind of boring, to be honest. So I use a frag. Like I said, I'm an artist. And then going into my field upgrade, I've got the trophy system. This is because I'm an AR player. I'm the one that's on the power positions. Maybe I'm in hill. You know, I'm a hill kid, so I need someone on my feet that can protect me for a little bit, keep me alive for an extra second on them power positions. So that's why I use trophy system. And then going into gloves. You know, people use a lot of different gloves. Some people might use assault, marksman, quick grip, ordnance, but I use marksman. This is so I get the less flinch and reduce sway. So when I'm ironing people long range, my gun isn't bouncing up when I'm getting shot. When I'm strafing left and right, there's no sway. This just helps with my overall gunfights. You know, some people use quick grip though. This is so they can throw trophies faster and nades faster, but I like making sure that my gunfights are locked down and good to go. And then going into boots, I've got lightweight boots on. I use these in respawn, and in S&D I'll use covert. Covert being eliminates footsteps, so self-explanatory, it helps you from getting sounded in S&D. And then in respawn, I just want to get to places faster, get to hills faster, rotate faster, beat someone by that extra like half a second. So I'm using lightweight, makes me run faster and all that good stuff. Get to spots faster basically. And then gear, I'm using the EOD padding. This is so I take reduced grenade damage basically. So when someone's throwing grenades at me, I can take 2 instead of 1. But if you're a sub player or something like that, you want to get a bit loose, use tap mask. So when someone's stunning you, it basically does nothing to you, so you can keep running, get to your spots faster, create pressure on the map. So yeah, this is basically my class. This is what I use every league match. All right guys, that was SCUF Play Like a Pro. That was my classes, my settings. Let me know what you think, let me know what you liked. Maybe you didn't like Smut, let me know in the comments, I'll read them all, I'll be there, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.